This is going to be kind of long. It's the garage, and it's going to be in two parts. The loft will be separate from the garage to kind of keep this simple. The door, pedestrian door into the house, it does not have a self-closing spring, so there's no reason why a fire couldn't walk in. Hey, Mr. Fire. Hey, why'd you come in? Because you don't have a spring? Oh, okay. So anyway, that's why those springs are there, is to protect the living space. So this is the garage, this is the layout. Speaking of stairs, okay, we do not have a guardrail here, do not have handrail there. We'll talk about that some more. Again, order of the report, let's just go to the electric service panel. We got sawdust in the panel, the bonding location is not labeled. We have more than 1/8 of an inch gap between the panel and the cabinet. The panel has been screwed in place with sheetrock screws. Sheetrock screws are fast and tight, I get that. But they don't have the same shear strength that nails do. If this structure was to experience something in the way of, like, say, for example, a tornado or maybe even an earthquake, but if it was to experience something like a tornado, this cabinet would stand a much better chance of staying in place if it had been properly nailed. Wires should not come in contact with the panel cover. This is called bundling. See these little screws, these little holes right here, these little knockouts, those are for these wires. See these big knockouts, these are for these wires. So what's happened is that somebody, or these wires actually, so what's happened is somebody's come in and asked for the sub panel. Somebody's come in, it was a lot faster, they just knocked that big one out and they put them all in there. It's called the skin effect, that bundling. It's very common, very common. That said, it doesn't mean that it's right. So I'll have some notice. We got some hand labeling here. This tape is over the AFCI controls, push buttons, so that limits their use. Bonding location is not labeled. Did I mention that? Okay, so that's what this panel looks like. And the sawdust, I mentioned that as well. Oh, not everything. I'm still working. I'm still here. And we do not have duplicity. You see the numbers on the sides of here? You can't really, but they are. So, but the manufacturer believes that there should be some duplicity here. So that's this is what the manufacturer says. Coming on along over here, this is a sub panel. It's basically the same thing. We got the gap is too wide. We got the screws. We got the sawdust. Bonding location is not required. We got the hand labeling, writing. Okay, it's supposed to be printed. We do not have the duplicity that the manufacturer's thinking that we want. We got one other thing over here is we got neutrals and grounds on the same bus bar. That's allowed over there. It's not allowed over here. Well, I guess they did it anyway. And green grounding screw right there bonds both of the bus bars, so these are bonded as well. So that's the problems with the sub panel. That's what we've got. Okay, so we're moving on along to the water heater. At one time, that was an electric service disconnect. You really don't need an electric service disconnect if you're within sight of one of your breakers, so you're pretty good there. But these plug-in cables they haven't been acceptable for a long time. The water supply lines to the tank and the temperature pressure relief valve, they should have been insulated. They're not insulated. And I'm not seeing dielectric unions either. So we do not have dielectric unions. Pipes are not insulated. This is the wrong kind of connector. TMP is not insulated. And it has more than 5 bends. It has more than 5 bends. And I saw in those earlier video, this is the water heater. This is the water heater and safety pan. So this terminates too high. I'm not seeing a care and use manual. There's the data plate right there. So those are the things that are wrong with the water heater. Let's keep plucking. Let's keep plucking along. Well, we got over here. We got an overhead door. Those are nice. Those are nice. I like those. Got one of those in my house. This button's not supposed to be higher than 5 feet, and it definitely is. I'm 5'7". It's taller than me. It keeps the little hands from coming up here. It also should have a notice. You should have a caution notice to keep, so to remind you not to, squash kids. I call them squash stickers. And is it illuminated? Doesn't even look like it's illuminated. Oh, because it's not on. Because it's GFCI protected. Isn't that cool? It is GFCI protected. It is illuminated, and our courtesy lights are illuminated, and we have a pull handle. We got all these good things. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, not much, but it did. The optic sensors are low enough. That's good. We're supposed to have spring tension notices on each corner. That same warning caution notice on the button should also be on the door. And the door should have a pull handle. So you can pull it up. If you have to use the emergency handle, you pull that, put it in emergency mode. You're going to want to get it out. Now this is an interesting thing. This is the manual door lock, and that's a good thing. And this is the little bolt right in there. That means it's been properly decommissioned, so you can't do that accidentally. Now that looks like it might suffice as a pull handle. I don't think it really meets the intent. The pull should be towards the middle. Of course, if you put it where it belongs, it'd be ugly on the door. I probably wouldn't do it, but I'm here to tell you that you're supposed to do it. That's what I do. I'm a hypocrite. Coming on along. We're going to pull this thing up. Yeah, we are. Okay, woohoo! Got that. Now, whole house vacuums are beyond the scope of this inspection. They are. I don't inspect them. Now these hoses, they don't look like they belong to it. They look like they belong to this wet vac. I don't recall seeing. Oh, blind inspector. There he is. There's the whole house vacuum system right there. Okay, we don't have a care and use manual. I'm not even going to mention that on the report. This receptacle is not GFCI protected. It's not. And it should be. It's the only one in the garage. The ceiling is. All the ones on the walls that I've been able to find so far, they've all GFCI protected. This one's not GFCI protected. And it runs. It runs. We know that. We know that the MD Flowmaster Central Vacuum System C650 runs. That's what we know. That's beyond. We're going to go up. To go up, I'm going to have to mask up. So